Eat your food, Babas. You're not going to eat your chick? That's chicken. You like chick. You not hungry? You going to eat your food? Come on, eat your food, chick. I'll save it. I'll put it up here for you so that way Paco don't eat it, okay? Okay, come on. Come on, Rocky. All right. Happy Monday morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. Come on, Rocky. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having an amazing morning. I am just posting for my clients and getting ready for the day. My Mother's Day was phenomenal. I was a little upset because me and Neil, we went to the jewelry store to get my ring and they didn't have them in stock. And I don't know, I just like our whole reasoning for going in person was because we thought, oh, they'll have it in stock and I can like put it on and make sure it looks right and everything. Because I was going to get the ring from a different jewelry store. But so instead what I did was I said, you know what? I'm not going to order from that jewelry store. I'm just going to order it from the place that I got it from last time. So I know that it matches my, so I know the rings match. So for those of you guys that don't know, that's my band. It's a channel set 14 karat white gold diamond ring. And then this is was my engagement ring, which is, the channel set diamonds with the solitaire ring on top, bell shaped. And so I wanted another channel set 14 karat gold white gold ring to go on the other side to complete the stack. And so that's what I'm getting. That's what we ordered for me for Mother's Day. And I was just hoping I could get it in person, but I had to order it. So, but it is what it is, sometimes. But it should be here in like 2 days. So.
Maybe unwanted, even disturbing.
Hold on, guys. Are you wanting your food now, Rockiana? Do you want your food, baby? Come on. I got it. I had it. Here you go. Come on. There's your food. There's your food right there. Oh, get your foodies. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. Make sure Facebook. Good morning. I hope you guys are all having a great morning. So yeah, now I will be able to get my ring. It'll come in the mail. It'll be shipped here in like 2 days, they said it should be here. I have this, I ordered this couch cover because I want to protect the couch from Rocky. He likes to dig in everything with his little nails. And the other day, I was watching him scratch on the couch cushion, and I thought, oh my gosh, he is going to put a hole in my couch cushion. So I ordered this really cool couch cover, and it's perfect. It works perfect. So I really like it a lot. I got it off Amazon if y'all are interested. No, we didn't see my parents. No, we just spent Mother's Day together, me and my husband and my son. My mom was tired because she had, they threw a party last weekend for my baby sister, Christine, because it was her birthday. So my mom was like, don't worry about coming over. I just want to chill and spend time with my husband. So that's what we did. But I will tell you, I had seafood boil 2 days in a row. Y'all know that's like my favorite thing is seafood boil. And so I had seafood boil on Friday and Saturday. And when I tell you it is so fucking good, I had a pound of snow crab and a pound of shrimp. And I did not feel guilty about it at all. But I mean, that's not really bad for you because I just eat the shrimp and the crab, and it was so good. So good, you guys. Oh, I love it. I could eat crab every day. What about y'all? Oh, me too. I love shrimp. You know what I've been really like having a hankering for? And also, did y'all notice how good my skin is looking? So for those of you guys that don't know, my best friend Mindy has a skincare line. And as you can see, my skin is skinning, you guys. Like my wrinkles in my forehead are a lot less. Like, look how glowy. I have no product on my skin. I don't have any moisturizer, nothing. This is just my skin. I threw some water on my face to wake me up, and I brushed my teeth. And this is what my skin looks like. Look at the natural glow that my skin has to it. That's from me using the retinol that Mindy sells every day. I use it every night. I wake up in the morning, I wash my face, and I use Clinique Dramatically Different Moisturizing Gel during the day with sunblock. And then at night, I use Mindy's retinol. And I love it. Here that has a bacon scallop butter soup. Oh my God, that sounds so good. I love crab. I love it. Oh my gosh. And they gave me such big legs of this crab. When I tell you, y'all, like I want to order some right now. That's how much I love it. I love seafood boils. I could eat them every day for the rest of my life. Yesterday, my baby sister, Michelle, came over and I helped her get started on semaglutide, Ozempic. So she came over and I got her the medication. I paid for it for her. And I helped her with her first dose. And she already called me this morning. Listen to this. If you've been on the fence about trying Ozempic, you guys, if you can get approved from it by your doctor or whatever, if you've been on the fence about it, my sister called me this morning and she said, "Oh my God, I took 3 bites of my salad and that's all I could eat." She said, I haven't thought about food at all. And you guys, we come from a long line of binge eaters. We have binge eating through and through our blood. We struggle so much with binge eating. And my sister is already feeling the benefits of the appetite suppression. I told her, I said, it is amazing, but you have to make sure that you eat 3 good meals a day. Like I told you guys, I stay in a calorie deficit. I eat 1,200 calories a day. I don't break my fast until 10 o'clock every morning. I don't eat until 10 a.m. And then when I eat, I break my fast usually with lunch. I have lunch at 10:30, an early lunch, like brunch. And that's how I start my day out. But up until 10 o'clock, I'll just be drinking all my water. But when you go from like obsessively thinking about food 24/7, 7 days a week, to not obsessively thinking about food, it is such a weight lifted off your shoulders. And like I cried whenever I started to realize that my mind was not consumed by food anymore and that the food noise was finally quieting down, you know? So if you don't know what food noise is, it's the constant obsession, compulsive thought of food and eating and doing things around food and eating. Okay. I'm so sorry to hear that, Kayla. That sucks. It sounds like you need to get some people to help work if you're the only one working. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Can't be the only one working supporting all those people, honey. That's a dead end street, you know? She says, me, my mom, my brother, and my 2 dogs. We have no vehicle as well. So it sounds like your mom and your brother need to get jobs and help out because you can't be the only one carrying everybody, baby. And you know what? If they're not willing to work, honey, then you need to disconnect from them and you need to be on your own, because you can't help nobody unless they want to help themselves. And if they're leeching onto you and dragging you down and sucking you dry, cut the cord, baby girl. Cut the cord. Hey, Leslie. Thanks, girl. I appreciate that. That makes me feel so good. I really appreciate it. Did you guys see the post that I made about little Rocky? So Rocky is having some issues with his eyes. Let me show y'all the picture. My baby is having some kind of irritation. I've already called the vet. Don't worry. Trying to a more affordable vet, okay? Because my vet, every time I go to see the vet, it is like $400, you guys. And I called my mom, like, how much did it cost you to get Sadie all up on her shots, like rabies and all that? And my mom was like, I think, like she said, like $150. I paid like $300. Why am I paying so much money when other people are not paying that much? And so let me show y'all. Poor little Rockiana. He's okay, but his little eyelids are inflamed. I don't know if y'all can. Oh, yeah, y'all can see that. They're red and they're inflamed. See? And I don't know why. And at night when we're laying down, he's crying and itching them. Only at night. During the day, he does not mess with them at all because he's with me all day. Rocky, come here. I think he's snuggling with Nate right now. Come here, Rocky. Come here. Let me get him so I can show y'all. Come here, sweet boy. Come here. Come in. I want to show you. I want to show everybody your eyes. Show me. Come on. Paco, I'm gonna put you over here so I can show everybody Rocky's eyes. Okay? Come here. Come here, Rocky. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, let me get your bottle. That'll make you happy. Come on. Look what I got. Look what I got. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good job. Yes, my big boy. So as you can see, him's not hurting, okay? Him's not hurting. He's not crying. But his little eyelids are puffy and pink. So I'm trying to figure out what is going wrong. And I need to go. I'm probably going to have to take him to the vet because I'm concerned. So if you guys have any suggestions of vets in the Little Rock area, please let me know of a vet that you recommend that's affordable. Yes, he has gotten so big, Nick. Yes. So as you can see, he's the light of my life. And I'm not going to let him suffer. You know, he's my baby. So I'm just allergic. Yes. And, you know, it has been really polleny here in where I live. And so that could be it. So I just want to be on the safe side because it is his eyes, you know. So I don't want anything bad to happen to my baby. He's so important to me, you guys. This dog, I just love him so much. He really has brought so much joy into my life. I've been sober for 9 years this July, and he's like my little sober support dog, you know. Paco is also my sober support dog. Y'all know Paco's Paco the sober dog. So I got to get his little eyes checked. So pray for me. Okay. Anyways, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? I saw the post. I posted it on my community tab for y'all to see of Bunny XO calling out the hypocrisy of JK. And I thought that was wonderful. And that's the same thing I think. I think she is always talking about being bullied online. She's always talking about, but she does it to people. She strikes people's channels down. She tells lies about people. She posts videos about people saying that they're body brokers when they're not. Me. Okay. But when anyone calls her out on her negative behavior, it's bullying. Okay. And I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of a lot of people who sit here online and they use these buzzwords like bullying and stalking and cyberbullying, because unless somebody is going into your real life, calling your job, calling your phone, reaching out to people that are in your real life, like in your real life, if they're just talking and saying something that they think about you on the internet, that's not bullying. That's having a different opinion. That's not agreeing with your opinion. That's all. Okay. There's a lot of people who make videos about me every day, and I don't call them, they're not bullying me. Their opinion of me it's not the same opinion I have. It's when you start contacting people's employers. It's when you start calling government agencies on people, calling the law on people. It's when you go to that person's house and you start fucking with them in real life. Like, just having a different opinion of somebody and pointing that out is not bullying. It's not bullying. And I'm so tired of seeing people use that as an excuse to excuse their behavior. You know what I mean? So Bunny XO, let me just tell y'all, I don't know her personally. I grew up with a group of guys who rapped with Jelly Roll. When Jelly Roll was younger, he hung out with some guys that I was in high school with that I was best friends with, and they did music together. I know y'all probably saw the record my friend Alan Winkle was selling recently called Arkansas to Tennessee. And it was like a lot of old unreleased songs that Jelly Roll had done with my friend Alan and my friend Big Ben. When I tell you guys story times about my cocaine addiction, I share with you guys about Big Ben. Big Ben was one of my dealers for many, many years. And so, so I kind of know Jelly Roll like in passing from my friends, because we were all in the same circle of friends. Like, I didn't kick it with him or nothing like that. I was just, I was just friends with Alan and Ben, with Alan and Ben. But they both strike me as people who, they're not fake, they're real. And that's something that JK knows nothing about. She is not real. In fact, she is the fakest phony you will ever meet in your whole entire life. And many of you guys are seeing that now. What did we think about the live stream that I did with Mindy and Critter and Mr. Nobody? What did you guys think of Critter coming out and sharing all the stuff that he shared about her, saying that she wouldn't allow people to use their phones in her house because she didn't want anybody recording her and putting what she was doing online, because that's how bad she was lying to her YouTube and her social media audience. She was online telling you guys how sober she was and how in recovery she was and how much of a life changer she was and how many people she was helping and saving, while she was huffing nitrous oxide, eating mushrooms, drinking a handle of Tito's a night. She punched him in the face. Can you imagine having such an inflated sense of self that you think that anyone that comes into your personal space is trying to film you so they can put that shit online? No, baby, that's just a guilty conscience. That's because you were lying. You were lying to everyone. Paco, no. You don't get to eat Rocky's food. No. Paco has a problem, y'all. He wants to eat 2 servings of food every morning. That is someone who wants so much control and isn't as authentic and transparent as she wants to be. So bad. Shame on her. And making money while doing it. Hey, Vape King. I think she married JF in hopes that he would never turn on her, wanting to get Mindy to sign an NDA. Yeah, it's like wild to me, you guys, that how much this girl lied lied. And I told you guys, like, I just really want to say something, okay? I want people in the back, okay? Those of you guys, I have been saying this about her since 2018. I said I knew she was a liar since 2018. And so many people called me a hater. Okay? So many people treated me so badly because I got the ick vibe. I got the liar, liar, pants on fire vibe. Okay? That's what the vibes I got from her since day one was that she was lying to her audience. You guys, listen to me. Hey, Laura, what's up, girl? One of the things that I pride myself on the most is that I have been so honest on my platform, even about the things that I am the most ashamed about, even about my addiction while I was pregnant, even about my husband's relapse in 2020. You know, I have been so honest about everything in my life because it's important. You cannot string people along and lie to them for your benefit. It's wrong. And so when I tell you, it is so damning, and it is so, when you have a feeling about somebody, listen to it. Listen to your gut feeling. Love you, girl. Been here since 1,000 subscribers. I remember that, Erin. I love you. Hey, Randolph, good job. I'm proud of you, honey. Good job. 10 years is amazing. Very proud of you. It's so important, you guys, to be honest with people. You can't just sit there and lead people on lying to them, selling. And that's what this girl did for years. Yeah, they met in a trap house. We talked all about that. Hey, Donna, what's up, baby? We talked all about that over on Mindy's channel when I was live with Mr. Nobody, Mindy, and Crit. If you guys haven't seen that video. But like this is a part of a bigger conversation, a bigger picture. There are many people in this recovery community who are being dishonest. There are many people in this recovery community who have made jobs out of being in recovery and get paid to place people in treatment, and they have relapsed. And they're not coming on their platforms and being honest with you guys. There are many people that I cannot say because I'm not going to do that to people. But there are people who are advocates in recovery who have built their followings, huge astronomical followings, and have relapsed and lied and kept it a secret because of fear of coming out and telling anybody, afraid they'll lose their job, afraid they'll lose their livelihood. And it sucks. It sucks that that's how it has to, that's the way people feel, that they can't be honest. To me, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for not being honest. There's no excuse for lying to people about something so important. If I ever had a lapse, I would tell you guys 100% because it's important for me to be honest. You know what I mean? It's very, very important. But there's so many of these people in the recovery community who build their followings on recovery. And then when they fuck up, they're not being honest. And I'm telling you, there's actually been some people that this happened to that have died. They relapsed and they died. And, you know, it's because you can't lie and be in recovery. It's going to make you sick being dishonest and keeping secrets. It's not healthy for you. Okay. Now, yeah, I'm telling y'all 100%, if I relapsed, I would I would talk to my husband about it. I would get the help that I needed. I would get myself out of the relapse. And then I would let my audience know this is what happened. this is what happened and this is where I'm at, and I need to be honest with you guys, because that's what my platform is about being transparent. And how can I teach you to be honest and transparent if I'm not being honest and transparent? And that's happened so many times. It's so many times. You can't make rules for one thing and then not for the other thing. Like, if you're building a platform and you're sharing your story online, right? And then your story takes a left turn, that's part of your story. It's important to share that if that's what you're going to build your platform on. And this is where people need to start taking an understanding and accountability and realize, is that really what you want to sign up for? Is that really what you want to do? Because it is important, because you are influencing people. People are looking up to you, you know? And so I truly, truly 100% believe that a lot of people just need to not. Come here, Rocky. Come here, Rocky. Rocky, what are you doing? Come here. Come here. You know? Well, Megan, baby, you're not forcing somebody to tell their story if they built their whole platform off of telling their story and supposedly being honest and transparent. What happens to the honesty and transparency? When you build your platform off of sharing your authentic story, and then when it's not convenient for you, you shut in. I'm looking at you like, that's not good. You know what I mean? Hey, you better not be taking a leak on my carpet, little boy. I'm watching him because I feel like he's being sneaky over there. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, people will build their platform on recovery and honesty and transparency when it's convenient for them. And then when they hit a bump in the road, when it's the most important for them to be honest and transparent, that's when they are not honest and transparent. Do you feel, y'all hear what I'm saying now? Are you catching what I'm putting down? Like, you're building your platform off recovery and sharing your story when you're in the, you can't just share when you're in the good. You need to share when you're in the struggle as well. That's what is so important about everything. Do you see what I'm saying? And like I said, it's okay to take time to get yourself together, to go get your treatment that you need to get. But I'm talking about, there are people online right now who have built their whole following off of being in recovery, who have relapsed, are still in a relapse and not being honest about it, who have relapsed, gotten the help that they needed and never even mentioned it, just kept it fucking moving. And I think that is not cool. I think it's not cool to be dishonest like that. I think that is being dishonest. You know what I mean? I think that it's important because people will grow from you when they hear you. Hey, what's up, baby? Thanks for watching from New Zealand. I appreciate that. People, when you tell your struggle, when you say, I had a relapse and this is what went wrong, this is where it started, this is where I started thinking it would be okay for me to do this or okay for me to do that. This is where that's going to help people. You being honest about that is going to end up helping more people. You know what I mean? And so I have just been noticing, and I just know because people tell me things, you know what I mean? But it's like, you need to come out and be honest. You need to let people know the truth, and let people know where you're at. When I do see people that come out and they're honest and they're letting people know their truth, I am so fucking proud of them, because I have respect for that. You know what I mean? What I don't have respect for is when people are being purposely omitting the truth and purposely being dishonest. I don't like that. That gives me the ick vibes, you know? And like I said, everybody is entitled to take time, right? Am I saying that you have to come on the internet the minute you have a lapse and say, I just relapsed? No, I'm saying is, at some point you need to be honest, because you're going to end up helping more people anyway. It's going to end up being an amazing situation anyway. Stop being ashamed. Nobody should be ashamed of having a relapse or a lapse. Nobody should be ashamed of it. There's no reason to be ashamed. Okay. Everybody makes mistakes. You know, none of us are perfect. Rocky, what are you doing? I don't trust you. You are walking around looking mischievous. So come over here with Mama. Please. Please, sir. I'm going to knock the wrinkles out. Okay. Come on. You're creeping. Come on. Okay. I think a lot of people hide things that they struggle with because of they're ashamed. And if that's the case, that makes me so sad, because struggling with addiction is a hard thing to overcome. It doesn't happen overnight. And so we slip and we fall and we make mistakes. Even if you're somebody who's been sober for a really long time, right? Like, there are circumstances where you could just make a mistake. You just put yourself in a bad position, right? And I feel like being honest about that and talking about that and voicing what you've been struggling with and letting other people know, that's going to help you stay accountable. To me, it's so important, you guys, to be honest, because it's about accountability for me. You know, if that doesn't help you, or you don't believe in accountability, or you don't believe in sharing, you know, that's your recovery. But for me, it has been a very important part of my sobriety, is being honest and transparent and connecting with people and letting them know what I'm struggling, you know? So I think it's important when you build a whole platform off of being in recovery that you are honest when you make a mistake. You know, it's so important. Okay, I need to get my medicines, y'all. My blood pressure medicine and my cholesterol medicine. Come on, Rockiana. Come on, my little snickle frit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, it's totally human to make mistakes. Exactly. If you're not tuned in to what's been going on with JK either, you'll probably just think, oh, Nicole's just picking at people. I'm not. Okay. I'm actually really bringing up a point in, like, this girl, JK, it was a huge influencer in the recovery community. And she used the recovery community to make money. She used the recovery community to get popular. She used the recovery community to support her when she needed support. And then when the rubber met the road and it was time for her to be honest, she wasn't honest. And so that's not cool. Hey, Leah, what's up, baby? Thank you. Hey, Stevie, or hey, Chevy, what's up? Chevy or Chevy? Chevy. How about if I decided to get clean whenever it's perfect timing and it's seeming as if it's not coming? Chevy, baby, it's never going to be perfect time. Great question. There's never going to be a perfect time to get sober, okay? You just got to pull the plug. You just got to pull the plug and make the change, okay? There's never going to be a perfect time. Now, if you're talking about you're trying to come off of like opioids and they're not leaving your system fast enough, the fentanyl that you guys have out there in them streets today, for some reason, it stays in your system longer, and it's sticky. But it'll leave, it'll get out of there, and you can start your journey, you know? But the way I got sober was forced. I was forced into sobriety, basically, because my son got taken from me. And if I didn't get sober, then I was going to ruin my life and ruin my son's life. And so I didn't want to ruin my child's life. I wanted to be sober for a while before getting sober. I just kept on doing it and relapsing. I kept on getting sober and relapsing, getting sober and relapsing. And so It wasn't until I had the opportunity, and this was important for me. You don't have to go to rehab to get sober. I really want people to understand that. You don't have to go to rehab. You can get into therapy. You can get on medication assisted treatment. You can go to meetings. You could do, detox and then come home and get into therapy. But I needed to go into a residential program that was 30 days long because it helped me to get those 30 days, And even in that program, I struggled for the first 2 weeks and I was abusing Xanax. And so I really struggled at the beginning of my recovery journey. It was very hard for me to stop doing drugs. I was miserable doing drugs, but I was so addicted to them. And I had been using them for so many years that they were a working part of my life. They were a very important part of my life, Um, Without drugs, I felt incomplete because I had used drugs for so many years. You know, um, it was really, really hard for me to stay sober from drugs. Even when I lost custody of Nathaniel, I was still wanting to use. Um, Getting on medication assisted treatment was the best thing that ever happened to me. And it ended up saving my life. And that's how I've been able to stay sober. I wouldn't be here today if I hadn't gone on MAT. I wouldn't have got my son back. Medication assisted treatment saved my life. Um, so Sorry, I'm trying to check something out as well. I just want you guys to know that getting sober was very hard. And it was probably when getting sober and changing my eating habits have been two of the hardest, most challenging things I've ever done in my life. It's because they were habits that I had practiced for 20, 30 years. I was addicted to drugs from the time I was 16 till the time I was 31, 32. And so I was addicted to drugs for like 17 years. All right. I struggled with binge eating disorder for like 40 years. As long as I've been alive, I've struggled with it. I'm 42. And so changing those habits has been the most challenging things I've ever done. Okay. But like changing them has helped save my life. And I wouldn't be here today to talk to you guys about recovery and talk to you guys about addiction or binge eating disorder if I hadn't got my life back, if I hadn't changed, So I just want you guys to know what video. Hold on a second. Let me see what video he's talking about. Yes, obviously. A batch. Good morning. I was from 16 to 43. I have such a hard time sitting still and relaxing. Sitting still and relaxing? Were you on methamphetamine, Trisha? So, Trisha, I know that from years and years of doing methamphetamine, it damages your central nervous system. Okay. And it will, like I used to really, if y'all watch my older videos on my old channel, or no, it's up still. Let me get my channel so I can link it for you guys. If you guys go back and you watch my videos on my channel, my bigger channel on YouTube that I have, the one with the 24,000 on it. If you guys go back, I have videos from 6 years ago when I first started posting content. Okay. If you watch those videos, you guys can see I used to really struggle with, I couldn't stay still. I twisted my hair. I shaked my leg. Like I had a really hard time like regulating my feelings. And so I was shaking my leg. I would twirl my hair. And I did this for years. In fact, I just stopped twirling my hair in the last 2 years. If you ask my OGs that have been with me since the beginning, they'll tell you a bitch used to twirl her hair the whole time I was doing a live stream. The whole time I was doing a live stream, I would be twirling my hair or rocking. So we do a lot of damage to our bodies with methamphetamine. It affects our central nervous system. And so your body is trying to regulate itself. Okay. It's trying to regulate itself and get to a place and reach homeostasis where it was before you started using substances. And it can take years for your body and your brain to heal. And I didn't realize how many years it was going to take for my body and brain to heal, because I'm going to be completely honest with you. I have been sober from drugs almost 9 years. And literally in the last year and a half, I have started to feel like, wow, I feel like I'm healing. My brain feels like it's healing. I feel like my thoughts are a lot more clearer. The brain fog has gone away. The lethargy has gone away. The depression has lifted. The lack of motivation. I finally feel motivated. Like I want to get out of bed and do things. For 7.5 years of my sobriety, 7.5 years, I felt like death. And I want you guys to understand how important diet and exercise is to your mental and physical health. I wish someone had stressed to me how important what I was putting in my mouth was to my physical and mental health. I didn't understand it. And so in my sobriety, I gained 100 pounds. I became 100 pounds overweight. Okay. I'm not talking about just a little bit of sobriety time. I'm not talking about just a little 15 pounds. Okay. I'm talking about 100 pounds, you guys. 100 pounds I gained. I was 250 pounds. I need people to understand that. Like 250 pounds. And I wish somebody would have came to me and said, Nicole, and I wish somebody would have sat me down, that another person in recovery or somebody that I looked up to, and sat me down and explained to me the connection between our gut and our brain. I did not understand it, you guys. I did not understand it. So when you're here with me, let me stress it to you guys, how important it is that you eat healthy and exercise. In early recovery, especially. I'm putting my link to my YouTube channel in the comment section for you guys, okay? And I've been talking about this so much, I feel like I'm talking about it too much, but I guess it's not too much because it's a good thing for us to talk about. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not trying to, here's my YouTube channel, you guys. I'm not trying to discourage anyone out there that is watching my content that is struggling or that is obese. Okay. I'm still obese. I'm still overweight. I've lost 56 pounds. I gained 100 and I've lost 56. So we're on the right track. I'm making changes and I'm changing my life, but it's taking time. It's taking a lot of time and a lot of effort. If I had eaten healthy in the beginning and paid attention to my health when I first got sober, I wouldn't be struggling right now to lose weight. Okay. And so I really want you guys to understand what I'm sharing with you guys is not to shame anybody that's struggling with obesity, because I'm still obese. Okay. I went and I got help. Okay. It took me years to go back to the doctor and get help because I didn't want to talk to my doctor. I was mad at him. Because he kept telling me your weight is affecting your health. Your weight is affecting your mental. And I thought, he's fat phobic. He's judging me. He's just doesn't like people that are fat. It's true. If you're obese, then it's affecting your mental and your physical. If you're obese, it's affecting your joints. It's affecting your heart. It's affecting your cholesterol. It's affecting your sugar. It's affecting everything. And you need to change it now. If you start changing it now, I'm telling you guys, I'm 6 months into this big change in my life, and I've never felt better. I feel like $1 million. I feel energy again. Okay. I feel like I want to go outside and play. I feel like I want to go for a walk. I feel like I want to get in the pool and go swimming. Do you understand that I had became so stagnant in my life that all I did was work from home and sit in my fucking living room? I was miserable, and I was sober and miserable. And nobody talks about being sober and miserable, but I was sober and miserable. Okay. Because I was killing myself with food and I didn't even know it. Okay. I'm so passionate about this because I don't want anyone else to struggle like I did. And it's so easy to go from being addicted to drugs to being addicted to food. Like, it's so easy to do it, you guys. And it's so accepted. It's so accepted, especially in today's day and age where everybody is talking about fat acceptance and loving your body at every size. And listen, I get it. Love your body at every size. But if you're obese, you need to change it because you're going to die. You'll get a heart attack. You'll get diabetes like I did. I have diabetes now because I got too fat. I don't want that to happen to you. You know? Yes, Pixie Sam, I wanted to be normal right away, and it took me time to understand that there's no normal, and I got to be patient. So if you start and you're just getting sober, right? If you're just getting sober and you start with your healthy regimen in the beginning, then you'll teach yourself that, and you won't have to relearn it like I am. Okay. So if you start now in early recovery at the beginning, eating whole fruits, whole vegetables, meat, and drinking plenty of water, and making sure you get 30 to 45 minutes of outside sunlight time a day, and you start that habit early on in your recovery. And I'm not asking you guys to go to the gym and run a marathon. I'm not asking you guys to pump hundreds of pounds of iron. I'm not asking you guys to fucking starve yourselves. Okay. I'm talking about eating whole fruits and whole vegetables and meat and drinking water and walking outside for 45 minutes a day. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. I'm not telling you to not eat from one time to the next. I'm literally just telling you that you don't want to find yourself in the position that I found myself, where I had been taught that carbohydrates were the biggest part of the food pyramid. Okay. For years, I thought that that's what it goes: carbohydrates, then it goes meat, then it goes vegetables, and then it goes fruit on the top. Okay. And I was eating all these processed carbohydrates and processed foods, and they were poisoning me. A lot of people go, "Oh, Nicole, how are you sticking to eating the 1,200 calories a day? Aren't you hungry? Don't you want to eat all day long?" No, because I'm eating whole fruits and vegetables and good, healthy meats. I'm eating steak. I'm eating chicken. I'm eating salmon. I'm eating crab legs. I'm eating shrimps. Love crab legs and shrimps. I could eat crab legs and shrimps every single day of my life. You know what I'm not putting in my mouth now? Candies, cakes, zuzus and wham whams, bread, pasta, potatoes, chips. That's what I'm not putting into my mouth. And since I have stopped putting those things in my mouth, my body feels so much better. Okay. Like it is a miracle. It is a miracle of God. So you don't even have to go get on the Ozempic. Okay. You don't have to use it. If you're not diabetic and you don't feel comfortable trying semaglutide, you don't have to do that. Just eat whole fruits and vegetables and get away from the processed crap that you're getting at the Walmart and the Kroger. I'm telling you guys, those foods are like drugs to drug addicts. And it takes over our body. And that's how I gained 100 pounds. That's how I gained 100 pounds in recovery, was by eating that shit. Straight shit. Amanda says, I became diabetic and had a heart attack from my weight. Yeah. 7 months, I do kickbox and ride bike. I have given myself stage 3B renal disease. Oh, I'm so sorry, Trisha. That sucks. I hope you feel better, baby. I was the opposite. I threw myself into exercise and recovery, and it became toxic. Oh, yeah. You got to have a balance now, honey. You got to find a balance. You can't be starving yourself and exercising until you blow away, Balance. Okay. I wish that I could get addicted to like working out. You know what I mean? I would love to do that. I would love to be addicted to moving my body. I'm trying to find things that I enjoy doing that I can like get into, get addicted to, because for me, I need that, like that motivation, Good morning. Hey, Crystal. The weirdest shit, I hated eating anything when I was doing methamphetamine, especially if I did hot rails. Oh, yeah, I didn't eat when I was eating. When I was doing meth, you guys, I didn't eat either. That's why I was so skinny while I was doing meth. In fact, I'll show y'all some pictures, okay? Hold on. So for those of you guys that don't know, I have an Instagram that I used to have when I was in active addiction. So if y'all want to go check out my Instagram from active addiction, I'll show y'all where it's at. It's called Nikki D's 77. So I'll never forget this day. This day right here, me and my sister had just done some shots, we shot up meth together, and she was giving me a bunch of clothes that didn't fit her anymore. And so this was one of those dresses I had tried on. Here's another one I had tried on. This is all the same day. Crazy, huh? This is me and Neil when we first met. We had been dating for like 2 weeks at this point. Look how chubby Neil was, y'all. I was so high. So those are pictures of me when I was in active addiction. But I was tiny. I was thin. I was thin in my active addiction. This was me at the sober living house. I was sober in this picture. I had just gotten sober because I just got into the sober living. I was living at Williamsburg at the time. Yeah, I can always tell when I was high on drugs because of the way my eyes looked. But I'm sober in this picture. So yeah, it was crazy times. And then I have pictures of this guy named Tyler that I met when I was in treatment. I was straight up fraternizing. I was not supposed to be fraternizing, but I was. You already know. You already know Nicole had her a rehab romance. Oh my God. I had me a rehab romance, y'all. A couple of them. I got addicted to lifting weights, and it was also bad because I almost started taking steroids. Oh no. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Left heroin to get on steroids? Nope. Balance is key. Absolutely no cap. I'm glad you caught yourself before you made the mistake. I was addicted to meth. I had a love and hate relationship with it. Same, Angel, same. I love looking at back at pictures, especially since I'm on my weight loss journey now, because I like looking at those pictures of when I was thinner, because I can see my face coming back to that now in this weight loss journey that I'm on. But it has taken so much work for me. I gained so much weight in my sobriety, you guys, and I have so much shame connected to that because I really got out of control. And it's so easy to do, to become addicted to food in an unhealthy way. And that's what happened. Food became the only thing that comforted me, you know? So did they take your son at the hospital, or could they tell you were high during pregnancy? Don Julio, they couldn't tell. It was 2014, July 4th. I gave birth to my son under the influence. And I prayed to God for me to get out of that hospital without them taking my son. And 2 days later, he was born very healthy. I was very fortunate that God protected my son because I was on drugs. I'm being honest with you guys. I could lie because I went home with my son, but I'm being so honest. Okay. And it's so embarrassing. It's shameful because I feel so much guilt and shame still from the things that I did. I was very high on drugs when I gave birth to my son, and I was able to leave the hospital 2 days later. It was July 4th, 2014 when I gave birth, and I left July 6th. And me and my little boy went home, and I started my life. And I stayed sober for 90 days after I got out of the hospital. And then I relapsed. So they did not take my son at the hospital. No. When my little boy got removed from my care, it was a year later, and it was for a totally unrelated situation. No, you're fine, Don Julio. No problem. Now, nowadays, though, let me tell you something. Nowadays, now in 2024, that was 10 years ago when I gave birth to my son. They are very strict. They drug test you. They check you. If you went into the hospital to give birth and you were on drugs, they would take your baby away. They would open a CPS case on you. I truly believe that the reason why it didn't happen to me was because it was a holiday and somebody dropped the ball. Somebody didn't do their due diligence. And that is how I got through the cracks. I just slid through the cracks. Okay. But that will not happen today. Today, they will open a CPS case on you. So if your girlfriend is pregnant and she is struggling with drug addiction, the best thing for her to do is to get help, is to let her doctor know, or no, you know what? The best thing for her to do is to reach out and get treatment, whatever it is. If she's addicted to opioids, reach out to a MAC clinic and get on Suboxone. If she's addicted to meth, get off the meth, stop taking it. She's addicted to cocaine, stop taking it. Okay. And get into some support group meetings and get yourself some kind of mentor, somebody that you could connect with on a daily basis that will help you stay accountable and help you stay sober. If she's addicted to benzos or alcohol, she needs to go to a doctor immediately and get help, because she could have benzos, alcohol, or opioids. If you are addicted to those substances and you are pregnant, you need to go to a doctor, because you could kill your baby trying to come off of them. You could have a miscarriage. So you need to get help for that. Lip gloss queen in the house. Today's lip gloss of the day is the House Labs lip oil in the color Hue, Hue, if y'all didn't know. Let me show you the glossiness. Okay. If she is on the methadone clinic and she needs to be honest with her OBGYN, whoever the delivering doctor, whoever her doctor is that is handling y'all's pregnancy, okay? She needs to let that doctor know that she is on methadone, which he probably already knows if they've given her a drug test, but she needs to let them know. There's a possibility that they will open a case, and there's a possibility that they won't. It's different in every state. In some states, if you're on a MAP program and your doctor knows, then you're treated like a regular person, and it's prescribed medication, and they monitor you, and if it's all good. But there's some places that are judgmental and shitty, and they judge you, So the best thing for her to do, since she's getting it and she's in a clinic, is to connect with her OBGYN, connect him with her clinic so they can be in connection and they can communicate to each other. So that way everybody's in the know and she doesn't get caught off guard or anything like that. Because here in Arkansas where I live, years ago when I was on Suboxone, if I had given birth on Suboxone, they would have opened a case on me here in Arkansas. This is years ago, 10 years ago. Now, I don't know. They might be more accepting of it. But some doctors will call CPS on you, even if you are prescribed that medication. I've seen it happen to so many people. That's why it's so important to connect your OBGYN with your MAT clinic and everybody be on the same page. Everybody talk to each other and be open and honest about it. Because if she's on the MAT clinic, she's not doing anything wrong. And that is good. That's better for her to be on the MAT clinic than to be on street drugs. So it's always best to be honest. Be honest, okay? Connect the OBGYN with the MAT clinic. All right? I hope that helps. You're so amazing. I'm so impressed by you. Well, Doris, thank you, honey. That made me feel real good. I'm so proud of you. Keep on keeping on. Thanks, Jerica. I appreciate that, hun. I can't believe I caught your live. Oh, thanks, Christy. What's up? I appreciate that. Hey, Trollo, you love meth? Well, let me know how that works out for you 10 years from now. Let me know if you're still loving meth 10 years from now. Okay, baby? But we're going to let you be where you're at. We're going to let you love meth, okay? We're not going to hate on you for that because we understand. I used to love meth too. Yeah, so, Facebook peeps. I want to show y'all something. I'm so proud. I am so excited, Facebook peeps, okay? How did I miss a video? I didn't miss no video. Hold on a second. I'm getting frustrated right now with my boss. Because, no, I don't miss anything. I post what is sent to me. So what are you talking about, bro? Oh. Those videos just got added. That's why. Sorry, guys. When you're like, my boss is like telling me that, and I'm like, no, wait a second. I'm on top of it because I post these videos. My job is managing people's social media accounts. And so I have, a couple clients that I post their content for them, and I have everybody's content like mapped out what I post for them each day. And so I post it on Friday, and then we don't post on the weekend because that's our days off. And so he said, you missed one. And I was like, no, I didn't miss one. Today's Monday. I start today and I post Monday to, so I was like, wait a second. So let me see. Tara says, can we talk about fentanyl for a minute? I quit cold turkey when a week before I could even think of taking subs because of precipitated withdrawal. But I've been on sub now and haven't slept in a week. How long can this last? Oh, Tara, I know how you feel. So when I first started on Suboxone, I had the same situation. I had the same, like, I would kind of like sleep in like these weird, like sleep for 30 minutes, then wake up. And so the next time you see your doctor, you need to talk to him about the fact that you're struggling to sleep. It took me about a week and a half for my sleep schedule to get totally regular. And then I was sleeping through the night. Well, you know what? Don't give me the lying. It was maybe longer than that. It was a while that I struggled with my sleep. Because I was so used to either being up on meth the whole time or completely knotted out from opioids, And so my sleeping schedule was so messed up. So it could be a different variation of things in my experience. You could be on too little of a dose of Suboxone or too much of a dose of Suboxone. Those two things could be at play. I know for me, it did take over a week for my body to balance out on buprenorphine, on Suboxone. It's a strong, I take this medication. So I know everything there is to know. I've been on it for almost 9 years. Okay. I started at 12 milligrams and now I'm on a quarter of 1 milligram. I'm on a sliver this big. Okay. So I'm telling y'all, I wouldn't lie to you. But a lot of the stuff I share with y'all is my personal experience. So yours could vary, but Suboxone is strong. Okay. It takes a little bit for you to get acclimated to it. It takes a little bit for your body to get used to it. And so it could just be that you're transitioning. You're in the first week still, and that's why the sleep is off. Okay. So if it persists on past a week, like into 12 days, 14 days, then I would definitely talk to my doctor and tell him, hey, I am struggling with my sleeps now, and we're going into 2 weeks. The first week is always a rough transition. So I hope that helps out a little bit. I was addicted to opioids, methamphetamine, benzos, and cocaine. I was a polysubstance abuser. I was addicted to multiple substances. I injected meth and oxys at the same time. I was a kind of person who would inject methamphetamine all week long, and then I would decide I wanted to come down and inject a bunch of Roxys, or I would inject meth in the morning and inject Roxys at night, and so I was back and forth, always in psychosis because I would not sleep. So I would go in and out of extreme lack of sleep from being high on methamphetamine for many days in a row to knocking myself out in a perpetual nod for days in a row on oxys. And so my fucking system was so whack when I got sober. It was the hardest thing in the whole wide world for me to balance myself out. It has taken years for me to get my brain and my body in a healing process. It's been healing all these years, but it's been taking so much time. Like I'm telling you guys, I did so much damage and I didn't realize how much damage I did. I didn't realize how serious it was until I've been basically looking back on the last 9 years and realizing, wow, you've been struggling. And it has been such a hard thing for me to realize and to accept the fact that I did this to myself. The way I felt, the depression, the tiredness, the lack of motivation, the lethargy, the triggers, the pain, the cravings, it's all a direct result of my choices to use substances. And for the length of time I used substances and how many substances I used interchangeably. And so I really did a lot of damage to myself. And so a lot of the times you need to realize and be honest with yourself and realize that your brain and your mind is trying to heal, and it's going to take time, that we did a lot of damage to ourselves. Hey, Norma, what's up? Rome, hey, Rome, Georgia. Hey, Jerica. Malaysia, that's awesome. Why do you guys addicted to meth get an almost addiction type behavior to porn? Oh, that's a great question, Cindy. That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked it. So whenever whatever, I'm not fighting with him. Methamphetamine, whenever you use it, especially in the male population, not all women have. I had this experience, okay, as a woman. Okay, when you use methamphetamine, it can do a couple of different things, but one thing that it does to people, that it affects people in a way, is it makes them hypersexual. Okay, it makes them horny. It makes them feel like they want to have sex. It doesn't happen to everybody. Not everyone experiences this. Did I experience it? Yes. Me and my husband, we used methamphetamine together, and we were fucking like jackrabbits 24/7, 7 days a week, 5, 6, 7, 10 times a day. Okay. It was wild. And so it has this effect on some men as well. And a lot of men, because they don't have a girlfriend or they don't have a partner, will watch porn. I'll actually tell you guys some pretty fucked up shit. So I was hanging out with this guy. This was years ago when I was in active addiction, back in 1999 or 2000. Okay, maybe 2002 or 2003. I can't remember, but it was in the early 2000s. I was hanging out over at this guy's house, and he was on meth and I was on meth. When I tell you, this dude jerked his chicken, yanked his for fucking 12 hours. 12 hours in front of the TV, computer, watching porn and jerking it, and nothing happening. Like, it just was not happening. You know what I'm saying? Okay. For hours, until his piece was raw from his hand. Raw. Okay. And so a lot of people, when they use methamphetamine, it sexually arouses them. It gives them a heightened sense of wanting to have sex and wanting to be like with themselves or somebody else. It doesn't always have to include somebody else. It can just be with themselves and the TV and watching TV or whatever, porn. There's also something known as chemsex, chemical sex, within the LGBTQI plus community, where a lot of gay men will use methamphetamine as a sexual lubricant to have interactions with each other while they're high on methamphetamine. And so for some people, it just is a very sexually lubricating drug. It takes away your worry about what people are thinking about your body. It makes you very adventurous and not feel ashamed to do things you normally wouldn't do. You know, like, let's say you're like a normal missionary sex kind of person. Well, when you're high on meth, baby, you'll be hanging upside down from the motherfucking swing set with a D in your booty hole. Okay. True fucking story. Okay. You will do crazy shit. And so that's what happens with methamphetamine. Uninhibited. Thank you. Uninhibited. Thanks for the technical word. So it takes away those barriers. You know, a lot of people feel awkward or embarrassed, and then when they use methamphetamine, that strips that away, and they feel like they can do anything. They feel unchained. They feel wide open, and that's why. Does stuff make you happy anymore because of how much dopamine is gone from the meth use? That's a great question, Damien. So if y'all didn't know, using methamphetamine for years and years and years, it depletes your dopamine. Methamphetamine makes your brain produce more dopamine than any other drug, than sex, than chocolate, than think of the most pleasuring experience. Methamphetamine tops that. Okay. It makes it. So when you get off of it, because your brain is trying to heal and your brain is trying to reach a place where it can produce dopamine at a regular level, then you go through this lull where you feel like nothing makes you happy. Anhedonia, nothing makes you happy. You feel no pleasure. Things that would normally excite you don't excite you anymore. And it's because you went from one extreme, right, with methamphetamine back to the other side. And it's hard for your brain to get back into the middle where it's supposed to be. And it can be debilitating. This is why so many people who get sober from stimulant addiction relapse, because they feel depressed, because they feel tired, because they feel no more happiness. That's why when I was harping on eating healthy and exercising at the beginning of this live, that's why I tell you guys to do that. Because if you're eating shitty and not exercising, plus you're going through anhedonia because your brain isn't producing dopamine at the level that it used to when you were high, and it's trying to get back to homeostasis, then you can feel really depressed, really tired, really lethargic, just really shitty. And so to help you feel better, eating healthy, drinking plenty of water, and getting out in the sunlight and getting exercise is so freaking important. And I wish that I had done that more, because I would have saved myself like 7.5 years of debilitating depression. Bottom of the barrel depression. Staying sober by the skin of my teeth depression. Okay? So, I hope that this is helping you guys, me explaining this, okay? If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. I got to post a video for a client while we're chit-chatting, so don't mind me. Go ahead and chat amongst yourselves. But as I see y'all's questions, I will answer them, okay? I was addicted to perks, but my ex was on meth. It was awful. Thank you for answering. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I love answering y'all's questions. I love it. I love talking about recovery and drugs. It's like, I love it. I also love helping people, that struggle with addiction. It makes me happy to see people, changing their lives. And that's why it's also important for me to tell people, like, you can get sober. There's so many different ways to get sober. Like, there's not just one way, right? So many people are pushed into like Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and 12-step programs and residential programs. And I just want people to know that there are many different ways to get sober. And whatever you find that works for you, do that. Don't be ashamed if your pathway to recovery doesn't look the same as someone else's.
I spent over $1 million in my own money with a 50.
It's everybody's recovery looks different, and that's what makes it so beautiful, is that it is different and that none of us are the same. And so if everybody was the same, then the world would be such a boring place. So do what is best for you, and do not worry about what other people say or think about your recovery. I'm on Suboxone. Okay. I've been on Suboxone for almost 9 years, and it was the best decision I ever fucking made. Okay. This medication has helped save my life. Okay. I wouldn't be here if I hadn't got on this medication. Okay. I would be dead in the grave. Okay. And so there's nobody that can tell me nothing. Nobody can shame me. Nobody can make me feel inadequate or less than. And I'm going to tell you, there are going to be people in the recovery community who are going to try and make you feel less than. But those people, they're not worth your time. Okay. They're not worth your time and effort. Most of the people who had shit to say about me being on Suboxone, they're not even alive anymore, bro. They died of drug overdoses because they wouldn't try a different way, and they judged me for doing it different. So I'm being so fucking for real with y'all. Like, do what is best for you. Don't worry about what other people say. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about the judgment that you get. If you're proud and you feel good and you're having the results that you want to have, then that's what matters. And that's what you need to stay focused on. You know? Natalie says, I'm on the methadone program and I got sober from a massive heroin addiction, but now I have a problem with crack. I hate to say it. That word just sounds bad. And I have denial and addiction to Adderall that I get prescribed every month. I'm like an autopilot and lost. Well, I mean, if you know you're having an issue with Adderall and crack cocaine, then you know what to do. You know what to do, Natalie. It's time. It's time to make the change. It's time to pull the plug. It's time to get rid of the Adderall. It's time to get rid of the cocaine. And it's so much, it's like not complicated, right? Like we make it so much more complicated than what it really is. It's just time to disconnect. Those things are no longer healthy for you or serving you in a positive way. And so remove that shit from your life, you know? Remove that shit from your life. Surround yourself with other people who are removing that shit from their life and who are staying on the right path. Okay. So that way you have support, and get into therapy because that helps me so much. Oh my God. Meth is so addictive. I don't know why people would think that it's not addictive. That's crazy to me. Do people really think that, you guys? People think that it's not addictive? Methamphetamine, like I said, makes your brain produce 1,000 times more dopamine than any other substance. Okay? When you first try methamphetamine, mark my words, you will be hooked. That's why I tell people to not even try it. Okay? To not even try it. Because that's how fucking addicting it is. That you just try it one time and you're hooked. I know a lot of people have had my same experience too. Have y'all heard the new song that came out by this guy named Tony Richmond, the $1 Million Baby? I'm loving it. I love it. I hear it in my mind 24/7 when I'm walking around the house. ROI lessons from. Sorry, guys. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to. I have to do this. Okay. I get so motivated every night after everything and after using, but it's like my brain resets in the morning and I convince myself of the Adderall helps me because you know how it makes you feel like a super mom and super productive. I need to face the reason I just can't stop with the smoking of the crack. It is, I think I'm just flat out addicted to stimulants. Anything that gives me energy and makes me feel not lazy. Yeah, I was the same way. I loved stimulants as well. I loved stimulants. I love you, Nicole. I'm in IOP watching this soon after I finish here. Hey, Jay, I'm proud of you. Good job. Good job. Tell all the IOP folks I said, what up? I'm dead serious. People think cocaine is even more addictive than that. No, methamphetamine is so strong, you guys, so strong, and so easy to become addicted to. Because, like I said, you do it one time, and it's like Natalie is describing about Adderall and cocaine. You feel like a superwoman. And so many of us struggle with feeling like we're not doing enough. So many of us struggle with not feeling like we have enough energy. And so when we take something that is like a stimulant that gives us energy, and then we start feeling like, oh, wow, we're achieving what we need to achieve. But we have to learn how to achieve those things without that, and that's why we need to pay attention to the foods that we're eating, you guys, because your gut health is going to affect your brain health, which is going to affect the way you feel moving around and activity wise and energy level wise, Well, there's going to be a transition period coming off of stimulants. So that's why you have to retrain your brain to do things like to be active, to get out and to exercise and to walk and to do the things that help you stay healthy, because if you don't, then you will become a fat blob, because that's what happened to me. When I got sober from methamphetamine, I didn't change my eating habits. I didn't exercise, and I became very depressed, and I stayed at home and I ate myself into 100-pound weight gain. And so that can happen. But instead of being afraid that it will happen, be aware that it can happen and start working on behaviors to prevent that. You can't live your life in fear of what could happen. If you know that that's a possibility or something that you could fall into an unhealthy behavior with, then address it and start working on that. If I was you, Natalie, I would start with the crack. I would get the crack out of my life. If you're prescribed Adderall, take your Adderall and do what you need to do there. If you decide that that's a hindrance and causing you negative consequences, then talk to your doctor about tapering with your physician. But I would get the crack cocaine out of my life, 100%. That is a surefire way to die. People are putting fentanyl in all the drugs on the street. And so all it takes is one time for you to get something that's contaminated, and it could kill you. You're playing Russian roulette with your life every single day that you smoke crack. Every single day. Every single day. You could kill yourself. You could die. So I would start with the illegal substance and get that out of my life and overcome that. And then I would work down off the Adderall with my doctor. That's what I would do. But you can do anything you put your mind to. You can do anything you put your mind to. You are not powerless over drugs and alcohol. Alcohol and drugs are not jumping inside of your body. Crack needs you to go out and seek it and then smoke it. You have to prepare it. Crack doesn't do the work for you. You have to take your power back. You're giving your power to crack cocaine. So you're not going to do that. You're going to take that. You're going to block everybody that sells crack. You're going to get all the people in your life that do it out of your life. You're going to surround yourself with positive influences. You're going to get into therapy. You're going to talk to your doctor that prescribes your Adderall, and you're going to talk to him about a safe and effective taper, and you're going to focus on that. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to take some dedication, but you can make the change. It's all about choices. You have the choice today. You have the ability to make a good choice. It's time. The time is now. No better time than now. That's what I say. No better time than now. So I hope that helps you a little bit. But I love you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's live. I'm going to get off here because I need to post for the rest of my clients. But I'm trying to do more live streams with you guys on Facebook and here on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love to have you guys over there. If you're on Facebook and you haven't come over to my YouTube, let me get you the link. Okay. Here's my YouTube channel, you guys. Come on over. We would love to have you, okay? And I will see you guys probably tomorrow morning around the same time for another live stream, okay? I hope you guys have a great Monday. And remember that there's no better time than now to make the changes in your life that you need to make. You have the ability to make those choices and make that change. Nobody's going to do it for you. No one is going to come out of the sky and save you, okay? No treatment center, no recovery advocate, no recovery influencer, no friend, no parent. Nobody can save you but you. That you have the power to change your whole life, okay? It's literally sitting right there in the palm of your hand, okay? You have the power. You have to start believing in yourself. You have to start talking to yourself and telling yourself, I love me. I'm better than this. I can make better choices. I'm going to make better choices. I will make better choices. Okay. And really start changing your mindset. The victim mindset, the woe is me mindset, the poor, pitiful me, I can't do this mindset. That's not going to help you. So you need to kick that shit to the curb. Okay. Feeling bad for yourself, all that bullshit, that is only going to keep you stunted. Okay. Pull up. Let's go. Let's make changes. We can all do it. Look at me. My fat ass is making changes. Okay. It's going to take time. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen overnight. You need to realize that as well. It's going to take time, but one day at a time, little by little. One day leads to 2 days. 2 days leads to 3 days. Next thing you know, you're a year into your sobriety or a year into your weight loss journey. Okay. Okay. All right, y'all. See you tomorrow. I love y'all. Bye.